Hi there. So I just wanted to talk about my 9-step blueprint to internet wealth. And I think you'll find pretty much everyone who gets wealth on the internet follows to some extent this 9-step blueprint. Sometimes they do a lot more on one step and not so much on another, but it's basically all here. And I really recommend that you just take some time looking at it and working through it and using it for your own process to build wealth. So the first 3 steps really is not just crashing around, going and doing a load of stuff. It's really getting a plan together. So step 1 is clarity on the present. So you just got to look at what your situation is right now. So you've got to look at your internet assets. Do you have any lists, email lists, or do you have any followers or friends on various social media platforms? Do you have any content already on those platforms? Do you have a website? Do you have like a network of people who know who you are? Or do you have like contacts with those things? Powerful people or people with knowledge who you can tap into their knowledge and experience and ideas. So that's all part of what you might have going on now. Also, how much cash do you have? How much time do you have? And obviously, the more money you have, that creates a buffer. So it means you can just focus more time working on this and spending what needs to be spent. Or maybe you don't have any money, in which case you can still follow this plan. You just have to, because a lot of social media accounts and stuff are free, but you just have to do things differently, and it might take a bit more time. So anyway, so first of all, just sit down and get clarity on what your situation is right now. Step 2 is to visualize your future goal. So just sit down, think how you'd like to be in maybe a year's time or 5 years' time. Or if not much point going beyond 5 years, because you can achieve quite a lot in 5 years on the internet. So just really, really feel what it's like. And then the more you do that, then you just feel it's possible. And if you feel like it's already happening, that just really gives you a lot of momentum, because it really shifts your mindset. Because normally we think, oh no, we can't do it, it's too hard, that's for other people, it's like a real struggle. But if you really sit there and think, yes, this is already happening, then all you have to do is basically do stuff to get there, which is the easy bit. The hard bit is having the vision and having the belief in yourself that you can do it. So visualize the goal, write down numbers. How much income do you want? What's your network going to be like? What your assets are going to be like? How is everything going to be flowing? How are you going to attract customers? What process are you putting them through? What products you sell? Just visualize it all in as much detail as you can, and believe in it. Believe that it's possible. And this is where it helps to just sit down quietly, like every morning, and just like almost like meditate and visualize it. I mean, it sounds a bit corny, but it really is true that the more you you believe in it, you visualize it, the more you imagine it, the more real you experience of it, then that just makes the whole thing a lot easier, and also increases the chance dramatically that you're going to achieve it. And this is why it's also really helpful to work with a coach, because a coach, then you can have conversations with a coach or accountability partners about this. And again, it's the more you talk about it, it's just creating this as a real possibility in your mind. So just visualize the goal, and then so you've got where you are now, you've got the future goal. So all you have to do now is really create the roadmap. So sit down and like almost reverse engineer it. You think, now goal, so how do I achieve that? Then you just break it down step by step. Think, well, first maybe I have to create this content, or I have to track these number of followers, and then I have to, and that's what a lot of the other steps of the 9-step plan are about, really. It's fleshing out the sort of roadmap. But before you get too much into them, just try and work out as best you can a sort of rough roadmap, how you're going to achieve this, given your resources and cash and network and so on. So that's step 3, create roadmap. Okay, then we go on to the next level. So that's all the bird's eye view. The next level is deep dive, and there's 3 steps in that. So this is where you just dive down into the nitty gritty. So here we've got cash flow, accounts and tracking. So you always have to keep your eye on the cash, because the last thing you want to do is run out of cash. So if you can see problems coming a month down the road, 2 months down the road, then take action now to do something about it. So rather than put all your eggs in one basket and risk everything, this thing that might work, might not work, it's just a big gamble. Instead of doing that, just make sure that you have your day-to-day expenses covered, and focus on that first. Once you've got that covered, then you can spend a bit more time and money on your sort of longer term things, and track everything. Pixels, Google Analytics, Facebook Pixels, everything that's got a pixel, and if you get it on your web page now, that gives you data, and the more data you have, then the easier it is to make this work, because then you just can get feedback, what's working, what isn't, because you can't really get things right first time. You just sort of throw stuff out there and see how it works and track it, and then let the internet, let the people tell you what's working. So get all your tracking in place, and set up your accounts, set up your social media accounts and platforms. That's step 4. Step 5 is your avatar and offers. So it really helps. So what you're doing is you're helping someone, and in return for that help, they're giving you money. So you've got to really think, who is it that you're helping? Once you've got that firmly in mind, it just makes it a lot easier. So do they have a particular type of problem? Often it could be someone like yourself 5 years ago or 10 years ago, because you've got so much more knowledge now than you had then. If you could have a conversation with yourself like 5 years ago, I'm sure you would achieve everything a lot faster. So, and there's plenty of people around who are like what you were 5 years ago. So you could that could be your avatar, for example. It could be housewives 40 years old. It could be men 20 years old. It could be college graduates, it could be dropouts. It could be all sorts of different demographics, but just try and think who best would really buy your product. And then the other part is the offer. Think, well, what can you offer them? But once you've got the avatar in mind, then it makes it a lot easier to think, well, what exactly do they want? What do they want? A course? Do they want some sort of training or info product, or do they want a physical product, or do they want some form of group coaching? How can you best serve them? So by visualize, maybe it's someone you know. That's a really good way of thinking of an avatar. Somebody you know in real life, and if you can actually talk to them, then you can get ideas how best to help them. Or if you're coaching someone, for example, like that, that's even better, because by these dialogues you can also use that to actually build a product. So, and often a lot of people, even though their avatar is someone totally made up, sometimes people get an image off Google Images or something, and they do a made up name, and they think of this whole backstory. Do they have a husband or wife or kids or whatever? What sort of job do they do? And then they flesh it out, and then everything they do, they're just speaking to that one person. Because otherwise we just try and be all things to all people, and we just get really lost, because our message gets lost because it's just so general. So it's really good to just be really specific and just speak to that one person. That is your avatar. These are the offers you're creating. That is step 5. Step 6 is positioning, branding, and funnel. So just imagine your avatar. How would they want you to appear for them to be open to you helping them? So this is positioning. Are you an expert, or in which fields? And also branding. Just getting your name or your sites just out there, just all over the internet, all over the different social media platforms. And then a funnel is really important. So because people go through different stages. Suppose you've got a high ticket item, they don't just buy a high ticket item like that. They start by first becoming aware of who you are, then maybe experiencing your content a bit and just thinking, oh, I like this, I'm learning something from this person, they seem to know what they're talking about. And then maybe they want more, and then they go into like so they get like free stuff, and then they start buying, spending like small amounts of money to get more of your content, and then they pay more money and get more of your content, your deeper content, your better stuff. This is your funnel. And then eventually people who really love what you do, they've consumed all of your content, then they're much more likely to want to buy your high ticket items. So this is the sort of funnel that you'll be building, and it's to monetize everything. And you can use, there's many different types of funnel software out there. ClickFunnels is one excellent type of funnel software, and there are others. So it's good to have a funnel in place, and then all you need to do is just drive traffic to that funnel, and then you can monetize it, and also of course build a list as part of that. So you're capturing their email addresses and also their pixels, so then you can retarget them. That's step 6. So step 7, so now we go on to the next line, which is scaling up. So we've got everything in place. Now you have to feed it with traffic. So your content engine. So you have to get your content out there. What's your favorite social media site? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Maybe like doing podcasts or blogs, whatever you can. And then there's a whole lot about repurposing content. So for example, this video, what I could do now, I could put on YouTube. I could then post that on various places like LinkedIn and Facebook page. I could also edit it up, chop it up, have shorter videos, and I can use that on Instagram, TikTok, and then I can also get it transcribed, put it in a blog, or then I could create a podcast out of it. So if you start with video, there's so many things you can do to repurpose it, and you don't have to do it all yourself. You could get a virtual assistant to do that for you, or someone off Fiverr or something like that. So, but your content is vital. Your content is your way of connecting with your avatar, with potential clients, potential customers. They get to know you through your content, and this is also about personal branding. So the content is very important, and you have to become comfortable creating content. And if you're uncomfortable, the best way of becoming comfortable is just doing it. So just create as much content as you can and get it out there. That's step 7. Step 8 is paid traffic. So you do all this free content, and then it gets so far, but to really scale up and get more people, you need to start advertising. So yeah, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google, you can do ads, TikTok, you can do ads on all of those platforms. So just see which content works the best, and choose. Obviously, you can't do everything all at once, but maybe you just sort of get a sense of what works the best. When you find something that works the best with the free stuff, maybe just start boosting it and take it from there. And because you've got your tracking in place, it's really makes it a lot easier just to see what's working, what doesn't working, and then you can also, especially if you've got your funnel in place and your offers in place, and you start to sell things, you know your cost of acquiring a customer. I mean, it might be $50, but you know that you make $80 per customer, so it just makes sense to put more and more money into that, and split test different funnels or different sources of traffic. Just split test everything, and then you get things more and more efficient, and then you get more profit per dollar spent on ads. So that's paid traffic, and then the ninth and final step is passive income and scaling up. So passive income. So a lot of people sell their time for money, and then you can only get so far because there are only so many hours in a day. But everyone who's got a job basically does that. They're selling their time for money, and then their wealth sort of gets stuck at a very sort of low level because they run out of time and energy. So what we want is passive income, where it's not dependent on your time. So for example, if you teach, if you coach one-to-one, why not do one-to-many? Then you can just earn a lot more money. But real passive income would be creating info products, and then it's all automated. You spend a lot of time doing the product, and then you don't need to spend any more time after that because it's all passive. It's sort of like having a house and getting rent for it. So passive income is where it's at, and you should always try and think of how you can get everything as passive as possible. Now, you may not be able to get it 100% passive, but maybe you can get it 90% passive, or maybe you can get people to help you like virtual assistants. But passive income is really a key to getting real wealth out of this. And then scaling up. So as well as you can obviously do more and more paid traffic, but at some point you might reach limitations. Then you might start looking at other platforms, and you might also start partnering with other people, getting affiliates, getting other people using their lists to promote you on their lists, and so on. So just think of how you can scale this up bigger and bigger once you've got something that really converts. So these are the 9 steps. I hope to be making a lot more videos about these, going into a lot more depth, maybe working with people, maybe having group coaching programs and stuff. I'm not exactly sure yet how much I'm going to be doing on this, but I will definitely be doing more content on this 9-step system because I think it's a brilliant framework to try and look at things. And one thing I also wanted to mention was an offer, and I like to keep things free. So I do like to focus on giving free offers if I can, because I know a lot of people don't have much money, or even though they do have money, a lot of people are a bit skeptical and they don't like risking a lot of money in something that might not be much good. So, but this is free. You can't argue against something that is free. All you need is your email address, and so this is something from Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels, and what he does is he
what would you
what would you do if you have no money and you have to succeed in 30 days? And it's a great question because many of us have been there in the past, or if we have some money, then we can do everything a lot faster, and we're much more likely to make it succeed. But even if you don't have anything, you could be dead broke and you can still make this work, because a lot of people have done that, because a lot of stuff on the internet is free, but you just need to be really smart about it. So what he does, he interviews, I think 30 people who are, who have all made $1 million on using their funnels. Is there 30? I don't know. There's quite a lot of them anyway. I think it's 30. And he asked them the same question. If you didn't have any money, how would you achieve success in 30 days? And they've all come up with a different blueprint. They've all got different ideas. Like he does physical products, she's a life coach. He does coaching. I think also about he's very sort of strong. She's a lot sort of softer and nicer, but he's like really strong. You can do it. They've got different styles. He does e-commerce, internet marketing. So has got this internet marketing practice where you're actually giving a service to others. So there's multi-level marketing, relationship coaching, chiropractors, social media, service, Instagram. So they've all got really different strategies, and what this is they're interviewed and they give away their step by step, what they do on day 1, what they do on day 2, what they do on day 3. So, which is really what we all need to get these ideas to break us through out from our limited beliefs and our just going around in circles doing the same old things, not achieving anything. So it's really helpful to see things from people who've succeeded, to just see things from their point of view, and you would get a lot of really good ideas and actionable tips from this. So it's free. I recommend that you get it. You don't have to get it, it's up to you, but why not? And basically you have 30 days, you have 72 hours, which if you do the maths is 3 days. So you've got 3 days to watch it. So but you know, you could probably watch it all in a day if you spent all day doing it. So 3 days is more than enough to look at them all. You don't need to look at them all. You can just look at the ones that you want to look at. But I would recommend that you sign up and have a look at least some of these interviews. And the link should be below this video. If you can't find the link, go to my site greatandeasy.com, sign up to my email list, and you'll get an email with the link to this program. So that's all for now, and I wish you every success. Bye for now.